Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Chalkcast number 57. It is an absolute blessed day. Chalk shareholders rejoice. We have apparently Jack here, which means the stocks are on the rise. We are looking good, everybody.
The rise.
The rise. No,
The
Rise is not here.
rise.
Rise is not here
Oh,
today,
not
actually.
rise.
Rise is not here today. Which
He might be.
honestly,
He sometimes joins even though he's not initially in the show, so you never know.
yeah, that guy absolutely pumps and dumps our shares anyway. But as a general thing here, Jack, as a prominent figure in the Rocket League scene, listeners are always curious about what professionals like Jack are doing, both inside and outside the arena. So we're just wondering, what have you been doing throughout this off season?
I mean, clearly not as much as you, Rizzo. Your presenting has seemed to have gotten far better, almost AI-like there. But
Yeah, ChatGPT wrote that one. You know, we don't mind that.
the off season been. I mean, we're only just getting into it. It seems to be a long one. So, I've had a bit of a break from the game, and now kind of just getting back into the swing of things. Starting playing a little bit more and doing my own thing.
How long has your break been thus far? Like right as the events ended, you're like, all right, I'm done for a bit, or are you back on it?
No, I took a massive break. I mean, Game is 8 finished, and I didn't really touch the game for a week, and I went on holiday for like 10 days, so about 3 weeks of a break from the game.
Do you feel like when you come back at that point, like you're just finished, like you're just absolutely like you just might as well wrap it up, like you just feel really bad as a player?
I was terrorizing the 1500 lobbies. So I was getting flamed by 1500s for like.
Wait, you told me you went anonymous because it was that bad.
I had to go anonymous in 1500 because I was getting like genuinely flamed by 1500. It was incredible.
So you're on the grind, but I want to know, what is Jack planning for this upcoming year? This could include both professional and personal aspirations.
We're gonna say, right, we gotta explain. Like, okay, Twitch chat. We went live like maybe 10 seconds after I just asked ChatGPT to expand on our very simple podcast topics, and it sent us back an entire essay on what we can ask. Apparently, Jack, it's really quite impressive what it can do. But yeah, that's where all these
that's a good question. What are you doing
questions are coming from. It's too good though. It's like it wasn't CJ. Usually there's like a little bit more.
I tried to put it in my own spin on it, but clearly it came across wrong. So
I should have told it to put it in the words of CJ. Would have done a better job. So it's my bad, really. But yeah, back to the question. Sorry, didn't mean to derail that. Yeah, completely.
All good.
What was the question?
What are you doing the rest of the year? You've talked about you're playing ranked right now, but what's the next 3 months look like for AppJack?
Well, we're in September, so hopefully September is about 1600, then October 1700, and maybe pushing up for 1800 in November. Nah, I mean, I don't know really. We're just going to be grinding a little bit. I'm not going to be taking it like too stressful with playing loads because you want to kind of temper yourself. If that's the right words with how much you play and stuff. But yeah, we're definitely going to be putting a lot of work and seeing if we can improve for the next season. And a lot of content. I'm motivated for YouTube.
It's been pretty stressful out there for a lot of pros with the longer off season. There's orgs leaving the scene, and some pros are now unemployed. But you're going strong, Jack. So I've not heard any rumors, not seen any announcements about you. But yeah, what are your thoughts on all the things? Optic have left. What else have we got going on? Itachi and Exotic are restricted free agents. We had a list at another time. I can't remember off the top of my head who's all restricted, but there's a bunch. Too long to go through right now. Have you been keeping up with all that?
A little bit. I've not been. When I had my 2-3 week break, I really didn't keep up with anything. But yeah, I mean, a lot of teams are going to be splitting up, and some are rumored, and some are pretty much confirmed now. And yeah, it's going to be a wild off season. I think that some teams are going to almost, announce their teams and then break up before the season starts. I could see that happening for some of the August teams, because it's so long. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
How do you find it individually? Yeah. Do you get stressed? Yeah, this time you get stressed. I know last year you were making the big hop across the pond, but how do you treat the off season? Are you sort of like, at any moment someone could message me and something bad's going to happen or whatever? Or are you kind of chill?
No, I'm super chill about it. I mean, I think that in a lot of my teams, my spot's been quite secure, because yeah, I feel like I've played. I knew that I wasn't gonna, anything happen to me this season because I played well, and my brand's big and stuff like that. So I'm not too stressed. I think that for at least the next, for now I'm fine. Next season, who knows? Maybe I'm a champ 2 player by then.
Surely not.
Joining us.
Actually, back in 1500 with me.
Actually, come join us. We were on the grind shortcast, boys. Probably plus 300 MMR combined the last day.
Yeah, we're killing it because actually me and CJ invested a bunch of ranked points. I don't really look at it as down ranking so much as an investment in easier games. But yeah, I got the return on that investment today. Yeah, sorry about all the people I was farming in EU ranked, but yeah, I was loving it. People are still so salty in Rocket League. I think it might be, I don't know if this is a hot take, but it might be the game where people get annoyed the easiest. And I know that's a big claim because I played a bunch of like League of Legends before. People get pretty annoyed in that game, but is Rocket League the game where people give up the fastest in ranked? That's what I would say. Don't know if you should agree in that.
It's like the shortest game as well, though.
It's the shortest,
of all these esports. No, it makes sense. Like comparatively, yeah, they probably still give up the fastest.
I will say, if 3 goals go into my net within the first minute and a half, I'm already itching for that FF. Like I always go and then I see the abandoned button and I'm just like, oh, forgot. Because like old
so
Rocket
scratch
League,
that itch, don't you?
Old Rocket League, you could forfeit a second into the game, so it's just like
true. Yeah.
Great question here as well from Boston Scott, Jack. Great question. What are we doing here? What is the point of this long off season? Well, why, Jack? Why do you think we should? Do you think it's a good thing? Because obviously they've just announced today that officially RLCS will be back in 2024, so not this year, sometime. We don't know when. So it is a long off season confirmed from the rumors. But what do you think about it, and why are we doing it?
I think it's going to be a good thing. I'm going to assume that they're changing something up. Why would they change the date that the season's going to start if they're not changing something up within the season? So I assume it's going to be only good things. I do trust it. With whatever people want to say about Psyonix, I do trust that they understand what they're doing with the esport. I do think that we've gone on an upward trajectory in the last couple of years, to be honest, and I think it's in a good place. So I think I do trust them, and I think they know what they're doing, and I think that it's gonna be a good thing in the long run. If what I predict will happen, is that they, have a shorter season, but then more community tournaments in the off season like they are this time. I think if it happens every year, that's a good thing.
That's facts. No, I'm with you.
Well, didn't we talk about? I can't remember if we talked about it with you, Jack, before about last off season being really short. Because I know we talked about it, but I swear we did. It was a long time ago now, but yeah, last off season was so short. There wasn't really time to do much.
Yeah, Jack was talking about it because he was like, I'm on holiday. I don't have time. I want an off season. I want to go on trips. I need a dedicated. And here's your window, Jack. We'll give you 4.5, 5 months. There you go. So you're happy with it now because finally you can go on holiday.
I mean, he took a couple weeks off too, so he actually got his deserved break.
Yeah, well, this year I went to Italy. Last year I went to Bali, and this year I didn't have to look at my phone. I completely shut off my phone. I just didn't message anyone about anything, right? Last year I was doing things in Bali during the day, and then during the night, because of the time difference was so crazy, I had to stay up until like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to discuss, contract negotiations and team negotiations with various different orgs and teammates, and it was so stressful. So I am glad that they've done a longer off season. I think it's necessary for the players.
I agree. Yeah, I like it. We all wanted it. We were all talking about last time off season's got to be bigger because we wanted. I mean, I think a lot of the things we're talking about was other events. Was one of them, and yeah, time off obviously a big one, and yeah, just having less repetition because our LCS being 10 months of the year is very repetitive. So I think all those boxes have been checked now, especially today with the off season tournaments being announced. We can talk. We're going to go into those later. Everybody, and yeah, a couple of people asking why is Jack being quiet. It's 2 a.m. and his family's sleeping, so man's got to be.
And Europeans only whisper. That's what I was getting at. If anybody sees my chat message up there.
Nice, very good, very good.
I said he's in Europe.
Yeah, with the longer off season, I think it's like It's really good. Obviously, we had the announcement of community events. We don't know if there's any other events outside of that, but I think ideally, if this continues, we'd have that off season and roll it into, we can bring back some big like tier 1 off season events as well. Would be really cool. I don't know if there was like no time or nothing has been announced. Maybe there's some things coming, but I'd love to see. Obviously, I don't even know if these things are around anymore, but when we had like your E-Leagues, your WSOEs and your Gnarlies and stuff like that, just having some big events where I think, like, for as a player, Jack, having those events outside the season. I know, like, last time we had, like, even Gamers 8 was sort of during the season, especially the one before this. But having them in the off season gives players, I guess, it's optional. You know what I mean? There's no RLCS points towards it, so you can still take your break if you want to, but there still are those big events if you want to travel. I think that'd be like the ideal 4 months off, still having 3 or 4 big events run by third parties.
Yeah, 100%. I think I do like the idea of having tournaments where it's not related to the RSS circuit or the main circuit, whatever that may be in the upcoming years. I think that you have to have like these separate tournaments that are just plays for whether it's a prize pool and a claim to being the best. Just these tournaments that are standalone by themselves, separate from qualifying for the World Championship, separate to RSS points. And if teams are burnt out, or if teams want to make a tactical decision to not play in that, I think that adds a new element to the game in terms of, assessing your risks as a player. And that's when you really start getting into being an actual professional sport almost, you know what I mean? Because these are what players in individual sports have to, assess their risks and in what tournaments do they play in order to remain, as healthy as they can for the big ones, you know what I mean?
Do you think that...
I was going to mention just on that topic.
No,
like,
I was going to mention.
No, I was going to mention that. Please go on, CJ.
No. You go.
I was going to mention that. So, see on that comment. It's really hard. Okay, chat. We've got a lot of ping difference between us. It's like got to be at least half a second. So hard not to talk over each other. But anyways, so in esports, and maybe not in esports, but in Rocket League, it's kind of expected by everyone that the tournament organizer will foot the bill for travel. And this is not actually the case in lots of worldwide sports. Athletes have to pay their own travel, pay their own hotel. They have to decide, like Jack said, what events to go to. Now, obviously, it's really cool that like Psyonix pay the travel, pay the hotel, cover the costs, and just make it possible for all of these pros to have this opportunity. But yeah, what are your guys' opinions on that? Is that, I mean, in other off-season events, it's not always the case. Like DreamHacks didn't pay the travel for every team, just the invited teams. I don't think the qualified teams, but everybody else had to go by themselves.
Are you talking about like old Rocket League or like new stuff?
Well, there's old Rocket League. RLCS has always paid the travel for, I think,
for RLCS, yeah, but like old DreamHacks. DreamHacks were only like if you were invited, like you said.
Yeah, if you're invited or qualified, you get paid. But what about, is there like a world where RLCS doesn't pay the travel and there's just like they put on an RLCS LAN, see who shows up? I reckon that the only one we've discussed in that format would be the wild card. Like the wild card before the wild card, the last chance qualifiers. Yeah, that's the one. We talked about that as a thing that could happen where people have to fly out.
I think that could definitely be a thing. If they were just like, hey, here's a 100K and 100K LAN event, 100K prize pool, but they have like essentially just like a venue set up. They have all the PCs and stuff, similar to DreamHack, because they're not like, you can't do it where it's like a bring your own PC type deal. You have to have at least the setups there. I think. I mean, you could do it. You could, but it would be very odd to not have your PCs there, or not have PCs there. I would say
this would work. I think if the league was franchised, because that would mean every team would have an org. Every team would have an org to be able to actually fund that. But if you're talking about, we've had various teams actually at LANs that don't have organizations, right? Especially from these, from these minor regions or whatever you want to call them. So it's like, you can't expect, especially when esports is the way it is, where you can literally go from being 14, your 15th birthday, and then the next month you're making a LAN. That 15-year-old isn't going to have any money, right? What 15-year-old has money to spend on travel? So
Rocket League players, checkmate.
What, 15-year-olds from Rocket League pros?
No, you got a point though. Like, what about? So you actually said something interesting before we went live that you don't, or you think it could be a different like payout structure. That maybe this could not be the solution, but another option with like prize money. Jack, what are your thoughts on prize money and the fact that not many orgs get a lot of prize money? Most orgs get little, some get none. Yeah, where do you think that should be going?
Yeah, I think that the current like landscape. I mean, this question is kind of going on into how esports as a whole, right? And I think the current landscape and just the model and the way esports is set up is so backwards and so like blatantly, going to end up in a bad spot if it keeps going down this, because you have the organizations are paying crazy salaries, and then they're also taking like 10% of prize pools for some of them,
So
or
much.
0%. It's not much at all. There's no direct return from the team. Even if they win tournaments, there's no direct return from the team at all, because they're putting up these salaries and also taking barely any prize pool. So yeah, if it's definitely a question of it's definitely worth questioning whether orgs should take more percent of the prize pool. I think if that was flipped, it would make more sense. But the worry is that esports has gone to a place where it's almost irreversible. How do you stop that? You have to gradually increase from an org side, but then players just won't sign the contract. And the orgs, in my opinion, the orgs need the players more than the players need the orgs, because there will be an org that will sign the players for a lower percent on the prize pool, because it's already happening.
It is really weird how, as we're sort of just talking about it off air, but how esports, as you said, is just so different from regular sports. Like, where do you see prize, apart from, I guess, well, for most team sports, you don't really collect the prize pool, apart from like the individual sports. You're looking at like tennis and golf and stuff, but most sports, like you look at your football and your basketball and stuff, they're not thinking about, gee, I can't wait to win this game, win this title so I can win the prize money. You're just playing for the title. And then obviously the teams get bonuses. You might get a bonus as a player for winning or reaching certain things that's in your contract, but that's kind of like through the org or through your team. So it is kind of weird how we sort of expect, even though we're in a team sport, to like be collecting all that. It's almost like insulting, players joke about, oh, this, I've got the worst prize card. Like this org's taking 20%. Like this is an absolute scam. I'm getting paid $15K a month and this org's taking $2,000 off me. It's kind of a weird, it's a weird sentiment that we have, but yeah, it's nothing about esports screams sustainability. But we need, I don't know, it needs to be, as you said, like a complete remodel, restructuring to get there. I don't know how we do that.
If you think about it this way, on your point of individual sports and team sports, is that individual sports, the players earn the money from the prize money, right? Yeah. That's what they make the money. And then they may get, sponsorship deals where they get paid salaries from those sponsors, right? Or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
With team sports, they have a team that's paying them a salary. They also might have individual sponsors for that player that's paying them another salary. They don't earn the money from the prize pool, so they're still getting two revenues in both, different sports, individual and team. It's either the prize money and the sponsors, or the sponsors and the team. In esports, we have all three. And what that ends up is the players earn all the money, so it's great for us, right? But then the organizations lose out, and that's where it collapses, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, because it's become an expectation, like you said, that players want all the prize money. They want to be flown around the world. They want to, play 2 hours of scrims a day, maybe 3 if the org's lucky, and then also get paid a 5-figure salary. It's like, and also make no content. There's not really, that's not a good deal. Like if I'm, if we're an org, which we obviously are, Chalkcast, the organization. If we're looking at potential teams, we did. Yep, we 100% did, and
wait. First and foremost, I have to ask this question: are we planning on burning money with this team, or making it sustainable with this team?
Oh, making it sustainable. Of course, we're all about sustainability at Chalkcast. It's one of our core.
God, we
don't have a chief financial officer, but we don't need one. Don't worry about that, Liz.
Exactly.
We're all good.
Yeah, when we're looking at potential teams and players to sign, I mean, there's not really many options. Everybody wants to do nothing and get everything. Like, it's not that appealing. That's why we're currently rosterless, in case anyone was wondering.
We're looking though. We're looking around.
Yeah,
We've been scouting. We have our teams looking.
exactly.
Well, with sustainability though, we talk about the now potential, I guess, consistency of this long off season. We don't know how next season's going to look. We're assuming there's going to be this sort of off season at the end of every year. Do you think, with obviously Optic, there's some orgs dropping out. Do you think this is going to happen every time, Jack? Like with a long off season, there's no real incentive for orgs to keep paying players for doing nothing, just sitting around, apart from if they're making content. But my potential solution is if there are these the tier 1 off-season events, not just, obviously we love, Salt Mine sponsored by Chalkcast, check it out, we can't wait for it. But if there are some big events, maybe that gives an incentive for orgs to stick around, because if you're an org right now, and particularly if you've only got, say, 2 players, you don't even have a whole team signed, what is the incentive of still paying them, say $10K a month for the next 4 months with nothing going on?
Yeah, there's no incentive. There's barely incentive for them to have it during the season, so let alone off season when there's nothing to play for. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, we're just going to keep seeing the same things. But obviously, if we get third-party tournaments or just tournaments hosted that aren't for RLCS, then yeah, you're going to have an incentive to keep them. I mean, I think that it's not going to work out regardless, even if there's not, if we have this long off season every time, 4-month off season, and it's without big tournaments, huge tournaments, and then orgs keep dropping out, I think then agents just get wary of that and start trying to negotiate deals in place where the org can't do that during this off season, just drop their players relentlessly and then drop their players again, you know what I mean? So it'll never end up perfectly as we want it unless there's big tournaments during the off season to keep it flowing.
If this happens again, I mean, I've got to think if this is the pattern, the current off season, September to December, if that happens again next year, then more TOs would probably be prepared for that, because it does take a long time to plan, especially LANs. So, if this happened every year, I think those things would be more likely. The big off season LANs that everybody wants are more feasible. Yeah, like I'm running an event this off season on behalf of Chalkcast, all of you guys again, just getting stuck in. But yeah, I've always wanted to run a LAN, but in this kind of time frame, there was just no way. It's just not even worth thinking about, because there's not enough time to make that work or make it good. So yeah, got an online off season event. Rizzo's got one. The draw's coming back with James Bot. That's online. I think the only LANs are the OCE one, CJ, the RLO, right?
Yeah, the JBL Quantum Grand Slam. Shout out PAX Australia. No, it's at PAX Melbourne. There's a little bit of a local. It's only a 4-team like that, an online qualifier and stuff, but a very, very small 10K prize pool. It's not like a big LAN, but that's something, I guess. And there's one more.
What's the other one? Yeah, the other LAN has been announced.
Paris?
Yeah, that's been announced as well. It's let me just scroll. Oh, for goodness sake, I've lost it. Yeah, Paris Games Week LAN, €50,000, 6 invited plus 2 qualified teams. Open qualifiers on. I'm reading this from a Reddit comment, by the way. So October 23rd, open qualifiers. November 4th. I guess if there's another date listed, maybe that's the LAN. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's end of October, start of November, Paris Games Week. That sounds pretty cool. Is that when Paris Games Week is? If somebody in chat can confirm. That's cool for EU. NA can't. I mean, I imagine NA can't. Maybe NA.
NA's got more online tournaments, though, don't they? They've got a lot of, like the draw, Rizzo. Yours is just NA. Is that correct?
Yeah, ours is NA.
Yeah, and isn't there another one?
Should NA teams be going to Europe to play the qualifier for Paris Games Week LAN? Is that the big brain move?
I mean, it would be good practice, but like realistically, is that you said it's like, was it a 10K prize?
50.
Oh, 50
euros as well. So that's probably like $55 or something.
Yeah, just 50, just a whole 55.
Yeah, it's 55 quid. It's $58,764 right now.
I might pay for your pay for your Uber from the airport. win that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
that would be a point, actually. I think it's a good play.
Should they go? I don't know. For practice, it'd be good. Like, if you're thinking purely money-wise, no, I don't think it's worth it, just regardless, because I think it's going to be...
But practice and content as well.
Content?
Any of the content orgs. They can stream some EU ranked. That's big.
Yeah,
that's
huge. That's
I mean,
huge.
Kid up.
Jack's a perfect example of this, though, Jack. I mean, Johnny has suggested to many NA players during this off season, if you're not going to Europe to play ranked, what are you doing with yourself? So, as a pond hopper, would you suggest that EU ranked is the way to improve individually?
Or is it a superior practice than NA ranked in your experience?
It's tough to say because I think I have a weird opinion about practice. I think practice is super individual, so you're probably asking the wrong person. I think it's so based on how you learn and what you learn from. For me, I've always felt like whenever I play on EU servers, I find myself getting I feel worse. My mechanics start dropping off, and then when I go back to NA, the playstyle there helps my mechanics get better because EU's far chasier and stuff like that. So it's about what you want to practice and stuff like that. I think that EU's far higher level, but the games here it's strange. It's just different, isn't it?
So if you're wanting to practice mechanics, NAs, you're getting more efficient you're getting more mechanics practice, more ball time per game, per minute maybe.
Again, it's I don't exactly mean that. What I mean is it's probably different for player to player. I noticed this as soon as I moved to NA last season, that as soon as I got on NA ranked, I just improved as a player. But you could tell the EU ranked was better. Do you know what I mean? So it's just different styles, I think, and how you learn and practice. Do I recommend players to bootcamp in Europe for the off season? I don't think so.
I honestly think it's a content angle. I think somebody should be doing a around the world ranked travel in the off season. Just head down to Australia for the OCE ranked.
Wait till they get to AppJack and they can't find games.
Yeah, just take the holiday when you go to Australia. I think maybe just vlog the beaches and stuff, and then get back into the ranked when you get to Europe.
If somebody could really, Sunless actually did that. He played EU ranked when he was in UK one time, and he played NA ranked right before, I think, or right after, so he could confirm which server was better. But he only played 10 games, so it didn't really say too much. I think he had 50% wins on both, if I recall, or something similar. So yeah, we need a bigger sample size. We need somebody to really get stuck in. Because I see people do that in League of Legends. They go to Korea and try and hit Challenger. Maybe that's what you need. We need a really exclusive rank in Rocket League to make people want to do that. A top 10
Hello?
EU. Oh, hello. CJ.
Yeah.
Oh, CJ thinks he's dead. That's not good.
Do you hear us?
It's happening again.
It just keeps happening.
Yeah.
Are we alive?
Hello? Yeah, hello, CJ. Can you hear us? Earth to CJ.
I don't think he can hear us.
Hello, am I here?
That's
phenomenal.
Can anyone
hear me?
How can he hear us? Or we can hear
everyone.
him?
We can hear him, but
I think I'm dying. I think it's raining. I think I'm dead. I've got 5,000 ping.
Oh no, he probably said that a minute ago, and now it's finally reaching us. Oh no, it's really a chalkcast now. I've completely lost my train of thought. I can't remember what we're talking about. Oh yeah, so
camping.
I'm back.
Yeah, imagine if there was
Let's
Challenger. If there's Challenger in Rocket League, and then somebody would try and go and get Challenger in a different server, see how easy it is. Challenger speedrun, but there's no Challenger. It's just SSL. It's too easy. We need a tougher rank to make ranked interesting.
Well, I mean, there's the leaderboard stuff, so people could do the same thing for the number one spot. People could always fight for that.
Yeah, but you don't get any lasting. You don't get a title. You don't get a banner. You don't get anything special for being rank 1. So nobody's really doing it. You get a screenshot for Twitter, which gives you impressions, which is good. But yeah, you need more. We need more.
I still don't understand how they haven't done a leaderboard title, or even if you did a leaderboard prize, incentives. Take 50,000 out of RCS and put it into ranked. And have leaderboard incentives for ranked, that would be just so much better.
I like leaderboard
Yeah, but,
incentives.
but why would they do that? Think about that like realistically. Why would they take some of their prize money or production money or whatever it is and put it into ranked? Is it like a content angle? Like, does it actually get people to stream, or do you think people are?
That would get so many people to
some
stream
people
and make
would
videos
stream,
about it.
but the opposite amount of sure, people would make videos, but the opposite amount of people would be like, I get latency or whatever. What is it? Input delay when I stream, so I'm not going to stream.
What's 50k in let's like how much is the prize pool for RSS for that?
No, yeah, 50k
Whole
is
season's
50k
like
is
2.1
nothing.
million. It doesn't need to come from RLCS, by the way. This is like a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not really esports. It's like it's marketing the game, I guess. So
Boys.
it wouldn't even need to be that.
Chalkcast just hatched an idea.
They sponsor Rocket League.
Whoever gets rank 1, we can just pay them $5,000, but then nobody's gonna stream it for us. Like you're not gonna care. It's not official enough.
It's on the leaderboards though. They have to change their name
so.
to like Chalkcast. You know, patreon.com/Chalkcast.
Switch their profile picture to a Chalkcast logo so they're eligible to win the
Oh
prize
my
money.
goodness! Whoever can get the highest rank with the Chalkcast logo and the Chalkcast Patreon link as their name, we pay them.
That is insane. Hang on.
He's writing it down.
Wait, this is the best sellout
Write
we've
that
ever
down.
come up with. This is incredible.
Put that in our chat just so we can.
You think that's
Jack,
illegal?
you're a
How's that
genius.
illegal?
No, I don't. I was like, how is that like?
We'll check
was
with our
on
legal
this-
team.
this
We'll check with our legal team.
Yeah, I'm
Check
pretty
with
sure.
legal.
Wait,
Our legal
I'm
team is
getting a
T-Bates, by the way.
hold on a second. I'm getting a message from Rizzo. I'm just gonna tell him, yeah, it's fine. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Legal
Okay,
team approved.
perfect.
That'd be insane. Let's set a deadline. You have to. There's your requirements. We'll be checking the leaderboards daily. There's a bit in that, but no one's touched the actual prize pool for
That's
the rank
true.
that's already
We
implemented.
have to do it
into the game.
after the next rank reset. We can do that. Whoever
We
can get
do need to have
first
some
to
sort of
2K MMR.
incentive to encourage streaming, though. We need to have it like be a big Twitch thing, or well, I mean, it doesn't have to be Twitch, I guess, but a big streaming thing, a big content thing. You have to have a content angle.
You can call it like
for
the
other
chalked
players.
race.
Yeah.
Chalked race, the rank one. Chalked rank one, mate. Yeah. We'll
Rank 1
workshop
race.
that.
We're working on it. It's not rolling off the tongue just yet, but it will. We promise.
We need to make it a big. It's like a Twitch rivals, but it's like.
Jack, would you play? You don't have to change your name or your profile or anything, but would you play a
And
rank
it's just 10k for
challenge?
first. No
Trying to get-
second, no third.
Trying to get
Just
the highest
10K for
rank.
first.
Yeah, of course.
That's it.
there you
Just
go.
that 10k for first.
That's it. Just 10k for first.
Oh my
We're
I think
god.
we might need a little bit of a breakdown. To, if somebody's got a massive lead, we want to like
We're gonna have to
encourage
fight off the win
second place
traders.
to play. That's fine. I
Yeah.
think Psionics can help us out with that. I think they'd want to, if we're, encouraging ranked gameplay and ranked content creation, which inevitably will increase the, player base by some
An easy win.
some percentage. That's a win for them, surely. I'm sure they would work with us on banning win trade. They surely they want to ban win traders anyway. Like
Mhm.
that's just a good thing to do.
I do agree. It should be who holds first for the longest time.
Is the king.
Although-
King of the
although-
Hill time. Now we're talking.
How do you figure that out?
End of day, end of every day, screenshot the leaderboard.
Rizzo, there's definitely some like algorithm you can manage to find that tracks that.
Like somebody
No,
runs a script
again,
every minute or
Psionics
something.
would have that. Psionics would have that on the back end as well. It would be automated. Yeah, they could just like have
Although-
something
although-
automated.
There's no way they
to
track
take it.
each
Listen.
second somebody's on the top of the
No,
leaderboard.
but I swear they could though. I swear they could
They
automate
could.
it to like take
Yeah.
a reading of the leaderboard at midnight Pacific time or whatever.
But at the
times
same
they're in.
time, think about like the last like 3 hour pushes you'll have from players.
Mhm.
Like
Insane
you
content.
might have like a no time left 1v1 to dictate who's the last one.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
keep talking to me, baby. Keep talking to me. I mean, that's exactly what we want as a
Boys,
Chalkcast
we
bomb.
could change what leaderboard we're sponsoring. Like every month, it could be a different leaderboard. Oh my
Exactly.
word, this is insane. This is
Spice
not
it
a
up and make it
ChatGPT
for
suggestion,
rank
by the way.
threes. Make everybody go to rank threes. That'd be horrible.
How do we put our name on it though? Apart from like, we're not just going to make people all change their name to patreon.com.
No, we shouldn't do that.
Or change their profile pic. But we need maybe like, do you have to stream it? Is that a requirement? Do you think? Maybe you have
I
to
think so.
stream it.
I think you
with
have
a
to
call.
stream it. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to stream your game.
Exclamation mark chalked and the
So
title.
you have to put exclamation mark chalked.
And you have to have a
or,
bot.
like chalked race. Or
Hashtag
something.
chalk challenge. Hashtag chalk competition. Chalked. I can't remember. There's got to be like
Chalk
some
challenge or
alliteration there.
something.
Chalk challenge is a good one.
Imagine like do it about rank 3s and you have like RSS team just getting rank 3s.
You need to stream it and you need to have like hashtag CC. So then every Twitch chatter goes, "What is hashtag CC?" And then they go, "It's the Chalkcast," you know.
The bot comes up. Yes, exactly.
This is actually unbelievable. This is such a
genius
good
marketing.
idea. Unironically, like this isn't even like we're not even. I'm not joking right now. This is perfect. We should do this, and we have currently patented it as well, so you can't take it off us. So
Chalk challenge.
That's a great idea. Yeah, change it every. Should we do it monthly? We're just kind of spitballing here. Jack, you can be the pioneer because we know you're going to be racing towards those rank 1 leaderboards every time. So we need your. We've got a player's influence right now on what he wants to see. What do you want as a player?
10K a week.
10K a week, he says. How much money do you think
are you aware
we're
of our
pulling in
financial
here?
situation?
Like I told you, we're all about sustainability, Jack. We want sustainable future for the brand. We can't be going in the negative on month 1. Week 1.
I know a couple Mech Arena and Raid Travel Legends. I could pull that off.
That we could pull. Could we pull sponsors for all this since it's like a stream by community? Like, how do we even do that?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it'd be possible. Yeah, exactly. You can put a sponsor in. Hey, it's just will they give you the money? Is the
so we could call it like
question.
the Raid Shadow Legends chalk race to rank 1 Rocket League. That'd be insane.
Raid Shadow Legends chalk race to rank 1. What a brand! What a powerhouse brand that is.
Shadow Legends.
I can already see the logo.
Oh my god!
Incredible.
It's beautiful.
I mean, does it have to be 10K? Jack, what are we talking about? Like, so we're talking monthly. It's got to be is it a month-long challenge? Like, and do we just do it at random points, or does it have to be the start of each season? We do a different. Maybe we do that at the start of each rank season. We do a different game mode every time. And
what if we send physical medals to people in the mail, like actual medals?
That'd be cool.
That'd be
people
cool.
care about that? Because like that's more obviously memorable than getting $100 or $1,000 in PayPal. But do pros actually care about that?
Well, I mean,
I think I'd rather have the cash, but at the same time, cash plus medal would be cool.
Well, it's more memorable, like $1,000, like for imagine Rizzo's PayPal receives $1,000, it's like a drop in the bucket. It's just gonna get lost in there. But a medal, like that's one of one, like that's very iconic.
I think you do it.
Oh god.
I think you do it per weekly. You have to a week. And if it's 1,000 a week or 500 a week, whatever.
Well, okay, guys, let's calm down here. 1,000 a week. We're not.
Okay, but
we'll find sponsors. Let's keep talking. Let him talk.
If you're getting 10K, then you just split that between 2-3 months. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's 1,000 a week, right? It's 1,000 a week. Because if you do a month long, the start
lose interest.
The start will be hype. The middle will be super boring. The end might be hype. But if you do it a week. Each week's going to be at least 60% interesting, which is better than
Well, I also think there's a lot of value in like not doing it like every single week, because if it's like, hey, this is the challenge, and then it's done and it disappears, people will be wanting the next one.
The first week of every month.
It's good to do right after every reset as well. Is the perfect time to do it. Every time there's a reset,
it's like a race.
Doesn't everybody's MMR go back to the same number, regardless of how high you are?
15-50.
Yeah.
Everybody goes 15-50.
The top
so that would be perfect.
are at the same thing.
And like Jack said, every day, like every end of day rank 1 that someone can get is another point to their name, and like you could just run it over like 2 weeks or something from the start of every reset. This could be a separate thing. Like obviously the weekly thing.
But do you want an end of day point? I think Jack wants it like time in first point. Like we need to track.
That's impossible. It's got to be end of day. Maybe not end of day, but it's got to be a daily like timer so that everybody's playing at that time, trying to get to rank 1. Maybe rank 1 guy's sitting on his rating because he feels safe, and then somebody's getting close to him, and he's like, okay, I got to play again, and then he queues up again. You see him go live with 30 minutes left. He's joining a ranked game. Like I think that could work.
Maybe.
It's the only time where everybody's rank is the same is the thing. Because if somebody's like 100 points ahead, which does sometimes happen, they're just going to sit on that rank and not play, which is kind of OP.
Yeah.
We do have a. I don't say this word lightly. We do have a genius in the chat with Yanis, mate. I know he's absolutely cooking something. He's cooking some sort of script right now. He's probably typing it up. He's probably already tracking the leaderboard right now as we speak. But I want to see if he actually comes up with anything in chat as well.
He thinks he can come up with a script to track exactly what we're saying?
Track rank data, yeah.
Well, if it refreshes every second, then you'd be able to time how many times someone's in rank 1 per second.
No, that has to be doable, especially on the back end.
It's possible, but Sonics would probably need to be on board.
Yeah. Sonics, if they're on board, it would be very easy. I think this could work. Because, what is this doing? It's increasing the amount of viewers watching ranked, people playing ranked, and I feel like if more people are watching ranked gameplay and actively interested in it, they're bound to there's going to be some crossover there of people who actually play themselves, which increases the ranked gameplay across the board. That's what Psionics want at the end of the day.
This is such a good idea.
Everything's about playing Rocket League. It's about getting more people playing Rocket League. That's what this does.
We'll be able to viewing party. It gives just an incentive instead of just people I'm ranked 1. It's oh cool mate, well done. Give you a good pat on the back. We can jump on stream, be let's see who's live right now, who's in the race, and we can see this person's rank 1 versus rank 2, and there's just more incentive. He's overtaken him now. He's in the number 1 spot. We can, you'll have viewing parties as well for the people that are doing the tournament or participating in the ranked grind. So I mean, it's just content on content. It's viewership on viewership.
I've got the name, guys. Look at Discord. What do you think of this? It's a little bit of a vertical kind of naming convention. What do you think of chalked ranked champs?
I don't mind
the chalked ranked champs.
The chalked ranked championships. The chalked ranked champs. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
Now the question is it more valuable to use, say you guys went insane, by the way. Look, as our financial advisor here, I don't think 10K a month is a great investment. I don't even know if that's possible. I'm being honest. I really don't.
I don't know if that's possible.
But at the same time, hypothetically, 10K a month, is it more worth it to put it into ranked leaderboards or just make an event?
No, so we need to do some prize money, some prize pool, but also I really think the medal is a big part of this. Or maybe we send them something that's related to chalk in some way. I don't know, we could send chalk boards.
Okay, no, nobody wants that.
People could put on the wall. No, maybe.
We'll keep cooking.
Do you know that premium chalk that math professors get around the world? But it was it stopped being produced. You could buy that and send it to them.
That might be more expensive than the prize pool, just the way you're explaining this.
I think it might be.
Wait, hold on. I don't like that. Never mind. I take it back. Yeah, Chalkcast signed by Chalk. They're just going to get it and immediately erase it. Get that off there.
It just rains on the envelope.
We're come on.
Wow. Well, maybe just the Chalk champs. That's just our rank.
Chalk champs.
I think Chalk champs works. It's everyone. It's just you're doing Chalk champs this month. And everyone's
at the start of the season, pros want to play ranked anyway. Now they're actually getting something for it as well. It's not like players are going to be I don't know, we're going to play ranked on the reset, man. I mean, some pros want, but they're busy. But they all play 2s ranked anyway, so it would be a win-win for them. Now they're getting something for doing what they're already doing.
Or incentivize in-game. Now that'd be crazy, John, if they made the in-game tournaments actually.
In-game tournaments is very tough.
Let's not go insane now, okay?
It's very tough.
Let's not go crazy.
Yeah, it's very tough because my problem with the in-game tournament system in Rocket League is whenever I run a tournament, I can't kick Smurfs from my tournament. If I'm watching a tournament and I'm watching an obvious Smurf, I can't kick him. He's just Smurfing in the tournament. I'm well, congratulations, you're going to win, and then nothing you can do about it. You're well, he's just winning. You can't remove them. So there's no admin power in game, which is a problem, I think. And I've not done tournaments for ages, in-game tournaments at least, for that reason alone. I'd love to do bronze tournaments. That'd be so fun. Plat tournaments, silver.
There's always Smurfs, though, isn't there? There's always that one.
That's what I mean. You can't kick Smurf. So I also feel like the requirement, how much Rocket League you have to play to actually join a tournament, is probably not enough. It's too easy to Smurf in a tournament. Way too easy.
Yeah, or a Sunless Khan video. Every time he tweets out, I need 3 plats, there's no way that they're actually all 3 plats, surely.
I think Plat's probably a rank you can get a hold of. Don't know about like lower than that though. That's probably like a lot Smurfy, a lot more Smurfy. I don't know.
Anyway,
well, there's something
so-
there. We're gonna put that on the
Yeah.
on the back burner.
That's our
forever.
off-season.
That's cool. Next
That's what we're cooking this off season.
next rank reset, we are there. Maybe we can come up with something before then. Who knows? End of
We need
season.
to talk Sonics. Yeah,
We do.
get
We need to
this.
talk to Psionics. See if
We
they
need
can
it.
give us any
If we
help.
can track time in front, that'd be perfect. But we need a way to be able to do it. I don't know if they're kind of like sometimes a bit, don't take our stuff, like backers mod, that whole sort of thing. So maybe they'll decline that request to track rank, and then we'd have to just do it end of day or something. I don't know. We'll find a way. Leave it with us.
Yeah, really cool idea. I can't remember how that happened, but yeah, cool idea. The actual off-season events that are happening though, we want to talk about them and ask. So, Jack, the NA, you're going to be an NA for these, I believe.
God knows. I don't actually know. When I'm going back.
First draw event is October 8th. You think you'll be back for that?
Oh, that'll be a squeeze.
That'll be a squeeze, he says. Okay. Be a squeeze. You're not gonna play. You're not gonna play in my event.
I would love to, Rizzo.
You're just a really busy guy.
Well, the issue I have, right, is I have to stay in the UK until I get like a. I've got like Invisalign, right, for like a dental plan, right. I have to stay in the UK for like an appointment, and they don't quite know whether it's gonna be 2 or 3 weeks.
This sounds like the most obscure excuse to not play in my tournament I have ever heard. Well, actually, I was going to sign up with my Invisalign. I don't know. It's just.
I promise
Jack.
it's not.
Really good. What about potentially our tournament? Not presented by Chalkcast Salt Mine. Will you be participating in the North American version of that?
Yeah.
You're down?
Wait, what's this for?
The ones.
Yeah, the 1v1. Yeah.
You like 1v1s, Jack?
Yeah. I'll be there.
Yeah, he likes
You'll
ones.
be there.
There you go.
Somebody
You
get
mean
I'll be there.
Somebody get the graphic that I'll be there no matter what
Yeah,
for apparently Jack. Saltmine 3.
Oh, no matter what, I'll be there. Jack, you beat 1v1
so,
Zen
bro.
a little bit. How do you beat him?
How,
Talk about
what,
ones.
sorry? Yes,
Tell me about your ones. I've
how-
been watching your YouTube videos. A couple of ones against Zen. Been beating him a couple of times.
Yeah, it's I'm on the rise. I'm on the rise. I'm getting back back up there. I'm 7th place right now. It's not too shabby. I made a promise that I would get rank 1 last season, and then I think it was my lowest ranked placement I've ever had in the end.
What was it? Were you top 100?
Yeah, but I think it was like 30th. I don't even know, but it was so bad.
Oof.
Oh God, that sucks.
Rough, bro.
That's
Jeez.
embarrassing.
This guy's a pro.
Oh my
It was so bad, right, that like players usually, like the top ones players, get reset at 1660 MR each ranked season, but I got reset at like 1550. I had to climb through the trench.
That low, huh?
Hate when that happens.
Through the trenches,
That is the worst. Yeah. Jeez.
1550.
I mean, you weren't even like hungry for it anymore then, right? Like you just got reset that low. You're just like, what's the point?
Yeah, I almost unsold the game on the spot, but it's okay. But yeah, I'm not looking too bad, but we'll see how the chalk tournaments go.
Who's
Are
your
you-
prediction then for EU and NA?
Me.
Yeah, you did get flashbanged. Who do you think's going to win the European version? Who's on top? Because that includes Mina as well.
Okay, hang on. It is 2:30 a.m., so I'm gonna miss a few players. My brain isn't working there.
Johnny.
Who have we got? We've got like Moxie, Zen. Is Zen playing? I don't know.
Nothing's announced yet, but yeah.
Okay, never mind. Let's not go into the
you can
details.
answer the question though. No, you can definitely answer the question. Like there's the best players right now.
Assume everyone's
There's
there.
actually a site for this, and I'm not associated with this site anything beyond
So
like just promoting them. But yeah, RL Jules, really cool site. I've put the link in the chat. It got deleted because I'm not committed. Let me put it in the wait.
Hold on, I got you.
No.
Hey, put that in there. There you go. Some permission.
Permit me. Yeah, I can't because it's 7. No, what? There we go. I've made
There you
the
go.
message unique. Incredible. Yeah, really cool site. If you want to know who the top ones players are by ELO, you can have a look at that, Jack, as well. It's
Yeah,
Not a bad look
I've
for you. You're number 6. The good stuff.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Wait, so it's everyone plays everyone, right? So I think that Zen would win that in Europe.
You think Zen beats everyone?
I think I'd favour Zen in that.
Even though Rawas beat him recently in Gamers 8?
I think Rawas beats Zen, but I think it's more likely like a different player would beat Rawas in a series.
For like
yeah.
For like the against the field, you think Zen is still number 1?
Yeah, I definitely think
Not
so.
Moxie?
I think Moxie, if he plays well, he's like the best in the world in ones, but like, I think he's more inconsistent than Zen and Rawas.
That's going to be interesting. It's going to be stacked. But yeah, there's going to be a bunch of announcements about that coming out in the next few days. The only thing I think that the announcement in the community events that Psionics put out was the fact that there will be 2 tournaments, one in NA, one in EU, which is
2 12 player 1v1 tournaments. Let's see it here. There you go.
Format still being finalized, dates still being finalized. It's really exciting though. I'm happy to have Saltmine back. It's been how many years? You played in Saltmine too, Jack. I can't remember when it was, but you were in it. You got top 4, I think.
I'm 20 years old.
How old did you have been in Saltmine 1? Saltmine 2?
17.
You'd have been 17.
Ugh, this guy's 20 now? Jeez. Talk about retirement.
And he was 30th last season in ranked. That's insane.
Jeez.
You're going down, Jack. You're actually on the decline.
I've got one more year than me. I've got one more year. Now I'm joining you on the desk, DJ.
Surely, Jack, you can keep going. I feel like you're a player with the work ethic. You've got the. I just didn't have that. I just lost it. Maybe when you're 24, 25, you'll lose.
I just didn't want to be there.
Just didn't have that in me. Surely you can keep going. Like you can adapt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to compete if I'm not at the top. To be honest, I'll definitely like if I like go down, I'll definitely like try to get back up. But I'm not one to just ride it into the ground. I'd like to think I'm.
Hey, get that bag, King. Be a paycheck stealer. We don't mind it.
Yeah, nah. Like it's going to come off sour, and I don't mean to point at anyone, but I just think it's stupid to do that when you have a window of opportunities that slowly pass you by each day with who you are as a player and what you're worth.
That's true, actually.
That diminishes the moment you stop making lands. It's slowly going down each day. And what a lot of these players do is that they ride it right down into the dirt, and then they try and be like, oh, I've tried, but I can't. Yeah, after 3 years, I've realised that I can't make tournaments anymore, so I'm now going to try and stream. And then they pull like 20 viewers. I'm like, well, what did you expect? So I don't think I'll do that. I think I would rather move on from being a pro when there's something out there that entices me and makes me feel as fulfilled as I have been when I've been a pro. But as long as I can compete at the top and at lands and hopefully contending to win lands, and I'll be doing that.
Yeah, CJ is just not. When he heard that, he's just not feeling good. You could see the look on his face. He just knew that was a personal attack. He could feel that.
Yeah, it seems a little bit personal there.
Yeah, you did. He's like thinking, why did you need to go into all that detail? Like, it's not, really necessary.
He just started to summarize my retirement and everything. Hey, I got that casting gig that that'll start up in another.
You did.
I do think that's a really good. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point though. I never thought about it that way. I'm like, nah, paycheck steal. But I think the way CJ did it, he's like,
go out on a high.
Hey, honestly, this guy was on the desk as he was still competing. He brought suits to the event.
I was ready to go, baby.
No, actually, CJ had to buy suits at events before. I'm pretty sure, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the Psionics company card. Suits. They were like, grab some suits, babe. We'll see you on the desk.
They're like, oh, CJ, unlucky mate, you're eliminated. So anyway, you're going shopping with us right now.
I'm pretty sure I saw he had his vest and tie actually underneath his jersey at one of the events. I'm pretty sure I saw that at one point. He had dress shoes on stage just in case the series was a little quick.
I was swapping out the big noise cancelling headsets for the little Sennheisers, and I was ready to go, baby. I'm with
I
you,
like
Jack.
that.
I did the same thing. I went out. I can't believe people are adding me in chat like I was paycheck stealing. I mean, I was peaking. I was in career best form, and I said, you know what, this is a good time to go out. This is a
Same.
good time.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want
I
to do
just
this
think
again.
like if you think about it, like yeah, you can get a salary for maybe a year and a half longer, right? But why would you? You might make less money if that's your goal. You might make less money at the start when you transfer into something new, but the potential you can build from that. And if you really trust yourself, you can really build from that and then make more in the long run. If your focus is on money, then you can do that. But these people who just paychecks, so I just think that it's a lack of confidence in yourself to not build
It's
something
temporary,
else.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lack of confidence.
Mm.
Mm.
I like
Don't
that.
get me
I
wrong.
like that perspective. I
I'm
do
sure
because
all the yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but I do want to preface
no, go on.
I'm sure all the players we think in our own minds and the chat is saying or thinking that a paycheck stealing, they're not actually doing that. They are still trying to make it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I do want to say that because else it can come across a little bit salty or whatever the word is.
But they know in the back of their minds as well that like it's a little bit of false hope. You know what I mean? You kind of like playing it,
Yeah.
but you're probably thinking like probably you're hoping. You're more hopeful that you can get back rather than actually believing that you can get back to the top.
Well,
But what's the difference between hope and belief? I mean, every pro is doubtful of themselves. The ones who tell you that they're not are lying.
That's true.
That's deep.
Even Zen, he was he said he was in tears before a series. He was that nervous. So
Yeah.
he's not a robot. He's not immune. But some people just deal with it better than others. That's fact. Some of us, like me and you, Jack, just absolute lamb boys. We just step up to the plate
Right
when we
from the
need to
first
step up to
on.
the plate.
From
Other
both
people
of us.
get to a World Championship Grand
I
Final.
don't think that's how
they
you
crumble.
described Jack, actually, CJ, at the fall major last season. I'm pretty sure you were talking about Jack with very different words and phrases, if I recall.
I actually did. I thought that Jack was shot, to be honest, on land until
Wow.
we saw him at the fall major. Jack, I thought, I thought you had honestly, it showed you there how you can overcome stuff. Because I think you'll admit to yourself that you had some bad series early on in your land career. Perhaps
I think
where
it
that
got.
was.
I definitely did. I think
Did
it
it
got.
get overblown? You
I
had some
think it
team
got
issues as
far
well,
overblown.
obviously, that went with that.
I
But
think it got far
I
overblown.
ran with that narrative
unfortunately.
anyway. Look, you proved me
same.
wrong. You proved me wrong.
He didn't have you in his top 25 either. He omitted you. He left Jack out.
I
Everybody
think that was fair enough, though. Like, obviously, in hindsight, you got MVP, well done. But I think going into it,
well done.
I
Right,
didn't
we
have.
just had
I didn't have the
we had-
resume. Like, I didn't have
we
the
had
record to put you top.
We had a split of 2-2-1 where arguably I was the best online in NA and you didn't make the top 25. Even if I own goals on every touch at the previous lands, you still got me have at least in better than half the players there.
I swear, didn't you
that might
miss
actually be the worst, genuinely the worst prediction I've ever seen.
Oh my, you're getting called out big time for that one because teammates just have some howlers. Every episode, CJ's had at least 2 or 3 absolute mad ones. But no, I swear I was watching you on Aquadome at one of the games in the fall major, Jack. I don't recall what match it was. And I swear you missed an open net or something on Aquadome.
Yeah,
someone
Jack, you
early
remember
on.
it. You had the Doomsday dish. You had a player in Century, and you just missed that ball.
Against Liquid, I did.
I was going to look good. You just hit the post and then.
And I think I said to Johnny, I was like, I told you so.
Told you.
And then you peaked. And after that,
and you won the whole thing. It was so funny.
It started off poor. No, well done, Jack. Look, I'll cop that. I'll pull a T-Bates, though, and maybe, sometime in an event next year when you're not top 25, I'll bring up that ranking and say, see, I was right.
Yeah, when Jack bombs out of a land last place, you'll be like, see, I told everybody he's not top 25.
T-Bates had another go the other day about Alpha being
Did he?
top 4 or whatever.
One.
Oh my God, I'm sick of seeing it. Where is it? I'm going to pull up his Twitter because I saw it again. I was going to reply, but I was honestly at this point, I'm sick of it. Hang on, let me. Here it is. Alpha tweeted he got the title, the in-game title for RLCS 2022-2023 World Champion. And T-Rays replies, not bad for a player who wasn't even top 25 in the world a year ago. He's just still running with the narrative. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about it all the time, but it's just irrelevant. You can't pull up a ranking that was correct at the time, but I'm just gonna leave it. Everyone knows.
I don't know why he should be replying to every Zen tweet saying not bad for a player who's always going to be worse than LJ, based on his Take Stat stream, that famous stream. And LJ actually
on
like got
Zen.
significantly. He did great this season, but I mean, T-Bitch just gave him the impossible challenge. He started the season said, "Nah, LJ's better than Zen, and this is gonna age like fine wine." You know, LJ had a phenomenal season, probably best in NA for the last split, including the major. Yeah, I'd say so, and probably top 5 NA all season. But yeah, saying that you're better than Zen, that's tough. That's really, really tough. That's a hard bar to reach.
Anyway,
Question
Jack, I'm
about-
sorry for ranking you outside the top 25. Okay, I regret it. It
Nah,
was a
it's
bad
okay.
ranking.
It's
I went
took
for
me
the
a while.
I went for the home
9
run.
months.
You know. Yeah, that's
Nah,
fair.
it's took me 9 months to get over it, but I think I'm almost there.
It felt like you were bottling that up, though. You kind of just had an outburst at me before.
I like it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like
us more.
everything came out at once there, but that's all right. I'll take it.
That's
Fair enough. It's fair enough.
Been weighing me down for a while now.
Jack, thoughts on as you call him, I believe Nwpo, Nwpo, Nwpo. I don't know who else is what other names he's called, but thoughts on him and his
Nwpo.
Nwpo. Is that what you call him? Or
I think it's with
another
a
one.
B. It's like Nwpo.
Oh, they call
I
him
think that's-
Nobo because there's no
Yeah,
P
Nobo.
in there is no P in the Arabic alphabet or no P in
Yeah.
the Arabic language, so they call him Nobo. I don't know what's going on with that. That he's got to change. He's got to just give us one more vowel. One vowel is all we need. If he puts a vowel in there, sorted. Like we can call him that. But yeah, thoughts on him? I know you've talked about him a lot in the past, and now he's being hailed as the next Zen. Is that too high of a bar? I mean, I think especially after what we've seen from Zen now. Do you think he can maybe not follow all the footsteps, but some of them that Zen's laid out?
No, like I think that no one can. Like, to be honest, I think it's like that's crazy. Like I think I think that I think it's almost mean to put that sort of predictions and expectations on a player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And he could be the second best player of all time, and or
Wait, can you hear me?
so no, I don't. But do I think that he'll be an incredible player, one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world at certain points? Yeah, I've said it for a while. I've said it for maybe a year and a half that I think he'll be, the best in the world at some point.
That's already high praise, but I think it yeah.
Hold on. I hate to do this. Yeah, it was just me for a second. I full DC. Can you please repeat your amazing take?
Johnny started the call. It's his fault. We got the wrong server over here.
I feel like you just gave just the greatest, most wisest comment of all time,
What
and it
did
just
you miss?
completely.
I heard everything.
What did you miss? Where did we lag out? What did you miss?
I don't know. I panicked because it said insufficient disk space on the recording, and then I stopped listening, and then I don't know where it went. What happened, chat?
Chat. Did I ask Jack about his thoughts on Nwpo and
And then ads just started playing.
I've just got
Oh, this has been an absolute mess of an episode. What is happening?
No way, bro.
Honestly,
anyway,
end the stream in true chopped fashion.
I think Jeff, you're just saying there's a
Repeat
lot of
it for the
pressure.
YouTubers.
Yeah, repeat it.
It was a really good answer, yeah. So I'm asking about Nwpo and what your thoughts are on him, and Kenny. A lot of people are saying he's the next Zen, and you had a good answer that Rizzo didn't hear.
Yeah, so obviously I think that it's unfair to set a standard to be the next Zen on players, especially young players like Nwpo or Nwpo or Nwpo or whatever you want to call them.
Nwpo.
But yeah, and I think that it's almost a, and I'm sure that obviously we know the question wasn't meant to be like that, but questions like that can be almost a slight at the player. That as good as Zen at what he achieved, I think that shouldn't even be spoken about of another player until we even see it happen. You know what I mean? Of course, you always want to question what could happen and who could be the next big thing, but when someone completes such an achievement like Zen has, you kind of just have to sit back and admire it, and then let players fulfill their own kind of path. I don't think Nwpo will get close, but it's not a slight at him. I don't think anyone will get close. It's more of a praise towards Zen. I think that Nwpo will, one day be a top 5 player in the world. I mean, some people already have him there, no doubt, but consensusly, I think one day he'll be top 5. And I've said this for a while now. I think he's incredible, and he's clearly, going to be the best Middle Eastern player one day, if he isn't already.
I am glad you repeated that. That was such a beautiful statement. It actually was. That was worth a repeat. I cannot lie.
It was better the second time.
Final
I bet.
go. Third time lucky for the people who had ads. No, I'm just joking. We don't see it. You can watch it on the VOD of the video. Great answer, Jack. Good stuff. Was actually better the second time, so he just keeps improving. That's what's best about apparently Jack. He
just got some PR practice there. He's like, I can do this one better actually. So he just reworded it a little bit, fix the structure, and there you have it. But I think that's a great place to wrap it as well. Thank you everybody for listening to Chalkcast number 57. Special shout out to Jack for joining us, CJ and Johnny for co-hosting. As always, no Rise tonight. I don't know where our co-host went. I don't
know where he is.
Maybe his invite was lost. I don't know.
He does this, doesn't he?
He does. He just doesn't show up sometimes. All good though. All good. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you missed any part of it, you can check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to check out our Patreon, where we upload bonus episodes weekly. And also, just as a heads up, bonus episode is coming out right after this. We're getting the bonus episode uploaded right now as we speak. But yeah, bonus episodes weekly. Be sure to check it out. Join our Discord as well. And we'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.